All right, everyone, welcome back to part 2 of a 2-part episode. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
The Idaho Business Podcast is sponsored by Dell's Outdoor Advertising. These guys are an institution when it comes to billboard advertising, traditionally or digital billboard advertising. They are represented from Pocatello all the way to Blackfoot, and they will tell you this is a great way, and I will tell you this is a great way to have top-of-mind awareness for your clients, your potential clients. There are some great things that still can be accomplished from billboards, even though we're in the Facebook and social media marketing, realms of the world right now. So if you contact Rob and you set up a 3-month deal to be on the billboard, he'll give you your installation for free, or your first month for free, excuse me. And again, you can go to idahobusinesspodcast.com, click on their logo, their name, and find their information to get that deal rolling for yourself. And they are fantastic at it. So go see them today. Nowadays, people are, Googling you, they're searching you out. They want to see reviews. Mm-hmm. Part of, we've talked about, trying to convert them into sales and the revenue. How do you get them during their excitement phase of, man, this purple cow is hilarious. They're awesome to deal with. How do you then translate that into, after you sell them, they're using your services, you keep the excitement going to get them actually giving you reviews and stuff like that to continue to help your business online?
Yeah. So before I answer that, real quick, reviews are super important. I want to just, coming from a marketing standpoint, I'll let you know, getting reviews for your business is the future. You need to have a spot that people can leave reviews. And we sometimes fall under the fear of, well, I don't want to be the person that's asking for reviews, or I think that's bad business. I'd rather just, whatever. And I get that. And I understand that. However, there are ways, and this is where we're going to answer that question. There are ways to get reviews. This is kind of the overall principle that we want to take in when it comes to if we make a goal to ourselves, and I would suggest that you kind of say, you know what, in the year 2020, from now, is April, end of April? Let's go May then. From May 2022 to next May 2023, I want to triple my reviews. That is a great goal. Unless you're already going head on, then that's going to be really difficult. But if you're like, no, I haven't really dabbled in it, triple them. You can do it in a year. This is the mindset that you kind of want to have. People are like ATMs. When you can only withdraw out of them what you put into them. Okay. So if you're like, hey, you bought my service, you gave me money, now give me a review. They're like, what? No, I gave you money. You gave me, I ordered a hamburger. You made me a hamburger. I gave you $4. What's there to review? You're asking too much of me at that point. So when we decide we're going to want to triple our reviews, the idea is, what opportunity can I find in the customer journey that can give you more than what you paid for, or what you're expecting, or what that is? And again, this is the important part of it, the entire customer journey. I want you to take the entire customer journey and see from the minute they make a phone call, or the minute they come into my store, or the minute we do whatever, to the last time we communicate. What can I do to create a little wow factor in there? Something a little bit different, because this is all going to tie in together. Between purple cowing, between talk triggers, and between getting that review, this all kind of comes into, where can I do more? How can I put more money into this? Or not, I shouldn't say money. How can I put more into this person so that I can withdraw when the time is ready to withdraw? And if that happens, what you'll tend to know, and I think really successful business owners will see this, is like, people will say, where can I leave you a review? Thank you so much. Where can I leave you a review? And that's when you're starting to get like, I'm doing it. Like I love the movie Hook. And you remember when Peter Pan tries to fly and the little kid's like, anyway, the little kid like moves his face up all the time and he's like, there you are, Peter. Like, you're doing it. Like, that's for me, like when a business is, and that, you know, the people I work with and the clients I have, like when we get to a spot that they're like, hey, this is so great. You guys are so great at this. So thank you so much for, wow, I really appreciate this part of you. Where can I leave you a review? Where could you, it's like, it's on like Donkey Kong at that point, because at that point people are feeling this feeling of, and it's, again, this is another book I read, but it talks about the favors that naturally when someone does us a favor, we feel indebted to the favor. Right. And so someone does something really nice for us and someone helps you move and you're kind of like, oh, I really appreciate that guy helping me move. And when that guy's time to move, if you don't help him move, you do feel kind of guilty. But the question is, you know, that's where this book kind of got into, is like, should you feel guilty? Is that just society, whatever it is? Regardless, I don't care. The psychology is there. The psychology is there that when someone does a favor for you, you feel somewhat indebted. And the way that you can repay someone is to leave a positive review. So that's the overall vibe that you would want to get in. And that's how you don't ever want to feel like, well, I provided you a service, or I was really good at, you know, in Spencer's case, I was really good at cleaning your floors, so you need to leave me a review. Like, no, that's what I paid you for. I paid you more than anyone else in the world. I gave you my money because I want you to do a good job cleaning my floors. Not you particularly, Spencer, but you know what I mean?
Sure.
I want, this business to clean my floors. So I don't owe you a review. So the idea is, well, what if something was left for them, or what if there was some sort of something that made them feel special, or made them feel like, wow, that was really nice of them. They went over and beyond in this area. That's when we start getting into that favor psychology. And that's when it becomes more appropriate to say, hey, no pressure, but we're trying to triple our reviews this year. And so I would love if you had anything to say, if you could leave it here, but no pressure. That is received really well with people.
Yeah. I love it. And make it accessible to them. You know,
go on about that, because that's very important.
Yeah. Don't make them go and dig. Like, people don't want to have to keep clicking 3 or 4 times. What's the stat on that? After they click once or twice, they're like, okay, I'm done.
There's a drop off every click between the minute someone comes to a website or wherever they're trying to find. Every page has a drop off for what it's doing. And so you're exactly right.
Exactly.
You want to make that as accessible and easy as possible, that you have a direct, here it is, this is where you can do it, and it can be done. I wish more than anything, there was just some like platform that everything was all connected in the world. Like, you know, obviously I don't know how you feel about Yelp. I wouldn't get near it because I think that it can produce leads. However, it's the reputation that Yelp has had with businesses and stuff like that. I just wouldn't get near it. So I tend to say Google is where you should be collecting your reviews. That's where people are searching. That's where people are. It's a very big company and they haven't gone under yet. So I would be collecting your stuff on Google. So you want to make that as accessible as possible.
I agree. Is there a way to, you know, I'm illiterate in somewhat technology things, but is there a way to actually embed the Google review option on the website or something like that?
That's for the ability to leave a review. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. That you just from your website, leave a review that goes onto their Google. No, at least not that I know of. I shouldn't say no forever, but at least that I know. At
least there's, you could probably do a hyperlink or something like that. It's like, hey, leave a review. Kicks you over to their Google page. Okay.
Right. And then from there, and I think Google's done a good job and has invested a lot in Google My Business and kind of how that works, that the consumers are getting more familiar with how that works. I am someone who likes to leave reviews. I just find it's helpful because I guess I work with so many businesses. I just know how helpful it is. So I get notified anywhere I ever go. Google hits me up and it's like, hey, how was that restaurant? Right now. And I just can right from my phone, hit that up. And I think that's going to become more prevalent in our future as geotagging and all that kind of stuff starts to grow. And so I just think having that ready to go and being ready for it is going to be useful for you.
Yep. I've got a little tangent I'm going to go off of right now about reviews for a second. One thing that gets underneath my skin, and this could just be me. When a new establishment opens up, you know, for example, let's say a restaurant. Okay. They're trying to get themselves, you know, set up, their processes set up. People go in the first week or second week and they review them. Mm-hmm. Maybe their waitresses don't know the menu exactly how they should, or maybe the food isn't exactly how it should because it's their first 2 weeks. Nothing makes me more irate than people going on reviews and just leaving 1-star reviews saying how horrible that restaurant was. And it's people like that make me just so upset for civilization, because like you don't know how much work goes into what's going on behind the background. Like I'm always the optimist. Like when something opens up, and it's maybe not the best. Okay, I'm going to go back in a month after they get their system set up, and I'm going to give it another try.
Yeah.
But I love to give positive reviews when I can do it.
Yeah.
And when I can't give a positive review, I really just don't leave negative reviews, because I don't want, unless I have just an extremely bad experience, unless the owner comes out, offends my mom, offends my wife, then it's justified. But I just think so many people nowadays are so keyboard warrior, centered, that they just want to destroy people. And I really want to just, put them on the spotlight for a minute and say, people work hard for what they're doing, and you can really put them, you can put them out of business in a way if you review people that way, because it affects other people's reviews. It affects how they want to go to that business in the future. And anyways, that's my tangent on reviews and negative reviews.
So to add to that, my feeling is and this is, I think, good advice, is like people review based on their experience and how situations were handled. So there is totally what you just described. You call them keyboard warriors, but people just feel powerful. They feel like they are powerful. And so, yeah, exactly right. They come into a newer place, or they eat at the Applebee's down the street, and this Applebee's, the waiter wasn't as nice. And so 1-star review type thing. You're like, dude, Applebee's, what, are you kidding me? I can't. Anyway, there's all that kind of stuff that's associated there. But as business owners, the things that we can really do to help our reviews is handle situations correctly. Because if the food is bad, or there's a cockroach in their thing, or you forget, in your case, to clean a toilet, they are going to say, hey, you didn't clean my toilet. Now that's when it's on. Us normally want to go, oh, great, I'll go clean the toilet. Well, did we handle this, or can we turn this into a positive experience that makes them say, wow, that was so awesome. And then they forgot to clean a toilet, but no big deal, because they did XYZ for me. They cleaned the whole bathroom 6 times over. That was awesome. And you just turned a negative experience that could have been a 1-star review to, wow, this is a talking point, a purple cow, someone I trust and admire. So that's it's comes situational at that point.
And one of our mutual friends always talks about those situations as opportunities to knock people's socks off.
Exactly right.
And I totally agree with that, because we've all been in those situations, So I think that's key, because your business is going to mess up, but it depends on what you do next. That's going to decide if you're going to get that 5-star review or the 1-star review. Now, not always is that the case. You're going to have those keyboard warriors that no matter what, they're going to be malicious.
Can't avoid them.
You can't avoid them. But that's when you respond to every review using your core values, and don't try to stoop to their level.
Right. You don't fight.
Don't fight, because that's just going to put a target on your back. And every keyboard warrior and their mom is going to come out of the woodworks and jump on your back. So.
Another kind of just thing to remember is, like, every 1-star you get, you're just going to bury it with 5 stars. That's what you tell yourself. I got a 1-star. That's all right, because I'm about to bury this thing with 5 stars. Here it comes. And you just, if you have that mentality and that's what you're working towards, you're going to find that, it's going to purple cow you, it's going to talk trigger you, and it's going to help provide more reviews for you. And then turn more company, more business, more return, more referrals. Like, that all comes from these principles.
I agree. And on the flip side here, as we turn a little away from sales, everyone's having a hard time hiring right now. Where's another place to have good reviews? Indeed. That's another place to have good reviews right now. Have some of your employees go give you good reviews on Indeed. That's huge, because you attract, good employees by having good reviews as well. So if you're having 1-star reviews on Indeed, who's going to want to come work?
Right.
So
Right.
view it from that point too. So
Yeah. And employees work the same way. They're ATMs. And so it goes in. So like in this scenario, let's just take this podcast. This is a free podcast. Spencer and I are here, just dumping what we know out into the internet. Now watch this, Spencer. You ready? Spencer is working hard to help you grow your business, to get better and to get better results. Do you know what helps him? Leaving a review on his podcast. That helps him a ton. It does. It helps the algorithm. It helps everything. It helps the reach that's going to be there. It helps show that people are engaged and like what content's there. So as Spencer helps you grow, you can actually help him grow by leaving a 5-star review, but no pressure. See that right there?
pressure.
This was Spencer giving out value. And at this scenario, we can say, hey, this legit helps him. This legit does it. And if you like it, you can do it. And but no pressure. And so the idea of that is now but where are we pitching that? It's right during the middle of this episode where we've just been dropping content. And so that's the ATM process that's taking place there. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Perfect, man. It's brilliant advice. Okay, well, let's move on to the lightning round as we close out this episode here. Okay. Lightning round is obviously sponsored by my company, New Clean Commercial Cleaning.
Oh, nice. I've heard great things about them.
I have.
Yeah.
Wait, that's that. I heard
that's that one that was at the 7 hole with the rock music. Is that that company? Yeah.
I heard the owner has a dancer's physique, and he is just a wonderful man. So
dancers. Yeah. That's good.
Reflexes of a cat as well. So I can't. Yep. So anyways, if you're listening to the podcast and you give us a call at 208-254-7070 and you said, hey, I heard about New Clean on the podcast. Come out and see if we're going to be a fit for our company. Just for listening to us on the podcast, we will come out, no strings attached, clean 2 of your restrooms with our truck mount system, your tile and grout floors absolutely free.
Nice.
There you go. No strings attached. If you don't like us after we talk to you, then look through your facility. If you don't even like the color of my eyes, tell me, get the heck out. No big deal.
Cool. Do you service Columbia by chance?
No, I try to stay away from the drug lords over there. So
yeah, see, I'm the opposite.
Anyways, okay, you're a big reader. Let's move on. What's maybe the best book or tool or software you've used that's kind of been your game changer recently?
If you liked what we talked about today, Seth Godin is a great marketing author. And so anything he writes, he calls one that's All Marketers Are Liars. The Purple Cow. I think if you're going to start, Purple Cow is the best book to read, hands down.
I like it. Put it on my list. Audible, here we go.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay. What's the biggest myth business owners need to know the truth about?
Oh gosh. That growing is easy. I think let me put it this way, that you being good at your job is the secret to success. It's not.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very true, right there.
I can go on, but this is a lightning round, so I'm supposed to just leave it there, right?
That's I love it.
Okay.
Yep. What's one question that I should have asked that I did not, and what would be your answer?
In this podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Well, I felt like you did a great job asking questions. I felt like we went full circle. I feel like we've completed the circle of life when it comes to this. So I'm going to say you did not ask a right question.
Sometimes perfection happens.
Right. I think, yeah. It's that dancer build you got.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Jered, I appreciate you coming. I don't know. I should have asked before. Are you taking on any other independent, any other clients with your independent firm?
That's kind of you to ask, but no, I'm not.
You're fully booked.
Yeah, I'm fully booked. Yep. I had to do this podcast today, so I couldn't take on any more clients. So it's a shame.
Don't leave me any hate mail, you guys listening to this now, so anyways.
That's kind of you. I appreciate you asking that.
Hey, no, I always like to roll out the red carpet for my guests for sure. So, but I appreciate you coming on the show. I'm sure our guests, our audience just took some massive value from this because I know I did. So you have a fantastic day in Colombia.
Thank you.
Try to stay in the good graces of the cartels over there.
Yeah. That's how it works. I just put my kids in their schools. So I just know we're all safe there. I try to live in their buildings. They're not going to take out their own buildings. And so it's all good.
All right, man. Well, until next time, everyone listening, like always, stay away from those negative Nancys. Misery loves company. And go out there and dominate your day, dominate your week, and find ways to be unique and be that purple cow. Until then, adios. See you later.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.